Ah. Ladies and gentlemen, finally a big source out there talking about Ryan Cherki, talking about Ryan Cherki to Chelsea, linking it all up. Finally, a big source like the Athletic, ketchup, mustard sauce. Do you know what I mean? Barbecue sauce. They're in the house. Let's go. All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Look, firstly, apologize that there's no live stream today. I'm just a bit caught up with a lot of family stuff that I need to attend to, make sure that I'm there and helping out the family. So hopefully we will be back tomorrow with the live stream. But the news, as I said, ladies and gentlemen, the news never stops. So we need to somehow still deliver. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Bring you the latest up-to-date news that's been dropping so far this early morning in UK time. But before we do that, last video, ladies and gentlemen, I said let's try and get 700 likes. You guys have helped me smash that target and you got it to 900 and it's still climbing as we speak. So this one, let's try and go for 1,000. And small little caveat for everyone out there. Look, I've not got a gun on your head asking for a like. If you don't want to give a like, you don't have to. But if you're always enjoying the content of this channel, you're always here and always looking forward to a video, smash the like button. It seems to help out to remind people earlier on in the video because sometimes people just forget. And if you want the channel to grow, you want the channel to blossom, smash the like button. All right, let's get into the news, ladies and gentlemen. Chelsea are interested in a move for Ryan Cherki coming from Simon Johnson of the Athletic. Finally, a big source linking this particular news up of Ryan Cherki to Chelsea Football Club. I think there's something that potentially that could happen. We're just waiting on that Caicedo stuff. The Caicedo news have really slowed down to the point where, look, I'm not worried because Fabrizio Romano is still very staunch that, Caicedo will happen to Chelsea Football Club. But the way Liverpool's moving and getting rid of so many of their midfielders, on top of all the midfielders that they already got rid of earlier on, you just never know what Liverpool's capable of. If both Henderson and Fabinho leave, then it could open up some room for someone like Caicedo. They should get somewhere around 60 million for Fabinho and Henderson, and then it's a matter of just chipping in a further 40 million out of their budget and getting someone like Caicedo. It's very, very possible if they do want to get him for about 100 million. So for us, we need the Caicedo situation to be done quick, not just for the sake of him being in our squad and being part of the preseason ASAP, but it's for the next moves. We seem to be stuck on the Caicedo one, and until the Caicedo situation is put to bed, I don't think we are moving in to someone like Ryan Cherki. I do think there is genuine interest, and of course, as you can see here from the Athletic, coming out with the news that we are interested in him, but nothing's gonna happen, ladies and gentlemen, until the Caicedo transaction is done and dusted. However, Laurent Blanc, manager of Lyon Football Club, has once again come out and said this. If you guys remember, yesterday he was saying he don't want these, some of his youngsters to leave as yet. He wants them to stay at Lyon, wants them to grow a little bit more. He thinks they're not ready, and this is exactly what he's reiterating again. And this is coming from L'Equipe. Look, this could potentially be a policy by Laurent Blanc to, perhaps make these players somewhat unreachable and keep increasing their price. If the more you say, no, they're not for sale, they're not for sale, they're not for sale, what you're really essentially trying to do is maybe lift their price, get people that are truly interested like us to pay exorbitant amount of money. Obviously, Newcastle's interested in Ryan Cherki as well. Earlier in the piece, in the transfer window, in the last couple of weeks, it's really been driven by Chelsea fan base. Now, finally, the Athletic has come into it. But this is what Laurent Blanc had to say, ladies and gentlemen. They, Bacola, Cherki, Lukeba, have shown things, but are not yet ready to go to the top. Even if clubs have significant financial capacity, I think he's talking about us and probably Newcastle as well, I want to start with them. It would be a bit early to leave. Look, do you know what? To a certain degree, and I want to play a little bit of the devil's advocate here, to a certain degree, he may have a point here that it's probably a bit too early for players like Rayan Cherki to leave. Rayan Cherki, as well as he's done last season, it's not like he's absolutely lit the place apart. It wouldn't hurt one bit if he stayed for another season and just developed and took the game to the next level in his skill set. And it would further, I suppose, put a certification on his name that he's legit. Of course, if that, if we wait for something like that, what could end up happening is, his price is going to get hiked up. So there is that risk, right? Right now, you can buy him for, not that much money, potentially about 40 million euros, but you just don't know, whether he's going to absolutely bang in the Premier League. There's obviously that doubt. He's 19. There's still a lot of development for him to accomplish. So this is not something ridiculous to say, but at the same time, a lot of us, like even myself and many fans out there, truly believe that he is supremely talented. Get him in right now, give him the environment, give him that opportunity to work under Pochettino, who loves to work with youngsters and can turn them into superstars. Maybe this is the right time. But what Laurent Blanc is saying is not utterly outlandish. It does make sense to a certain degree that what's the rush? You guys are young. Stay another season, absolutely kill it, and then obviously Lyon will get a hell of a lot of money out of them as opposed to what they're going to get now. But the flip side is, if they don't do well, then they would have missed out an opportunity to cash in on them right now. So yeah, look, there's ifs and buts and whatnot. I know some of you guys have said to me that, Miz, why are we stacking up all of these young players in our first team? We need experience. So there is that conversation as well. But look, I'm all in for Rayan Cherki. Obviously Dybala's name was thrown around. He would have been fantastic in terms of experience, but I think Rayan Cherki, he just shows that X factor. So bring him in right now, as opposed to getting into the trap like we have with Brighton in regards to Caicedo, where we're having to pay somewhere around close to 100 million. So we don't want to get into that situation where one day Rayan Cherki absolutely blows up and is going to cost a lot of money. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea are no longer interested in making an offer for Matheus Franca. When the news leaked into the media, they were outraged. This is coming from Brazilian source, but apparently quite legitimate. That's why PYS has shared this. Chelsea Dodger has shared this. Some of you guys actually prefer Matheus Franca over Cherki, over anyone else. You guys have said it in the live chat when we've done live streams. You really rate Matheus Franca, but looks like Chelsea have said no go anymore, because what Flamengo is trying to do is I think it is from Flamengo, I'm pretty sure. What they're trying to do is create a bit of a bidding war. Leaking out this news, enticing all these other clubs to come into the frame. And I think the latest club is Crystal Palace, which we'll touch on. So looks like Chelsea might be moving away from this particular deal. A little bit of information coming from RJP Journalism, Rob, who stated the same thing this was I think yesterday. Someone has subsequently informed me that Flamengo apparently need to raise cash to sign Claudinho, which could accelerate matters. Several clubs want Franca, including Crystal Palace, as per that particular another Brazilian source. And then later on, Rob comes out and said, following on from this, Chelsea have ended talks on Franca in the last 6 hours. So this was yesterday. According to reports in Brazil, following further conversations, the report states Chelsea were not happy about the negotiation process and felt details were being leaked to encourage a bidding war. Further, Rob goes on to say this wouldn't be a huge shock because all of the noise this summer is Chelsea will not get drawn into lengthy public bidding wars. And if they feel they are being used to push up prices like Ugarte, they will step back, still trying to get a confirmation from CFCN. So this was late last night, UK time. I don't mind this approach one bit from Chelsea Football Club, ladies and gentlemen. This is mature. This is logical. Don't use us. Don't use us as a mechanism to drive up the price for the player so that you can squeeze a lot of juice out of us. No, it's not going to happen like that. You're trying to entice a bidding war, trying to entice other clubs to come into the frame only to drive up the price. Sorry, we're going to walk away if that's the case. And that's fine. Matheus Franca is not some sort of a talent that, we can't get elsewhere, or we can't find the next Matheus Franca to say, supposedly. So, look, I like this approach. Yeah, I didn't know too much about Matheus Franca, and if this is how Flamengo are going to operate, then no need to get into business with them. We need to stand firm and show, and we need to fix our reputation. We do. There's too many clubs out there in the likes of Brighton, in the likes of Inter Milan, now Flamengo, because everyone can see how we used to operate. We need to fix that, and they want to take us for a ride, and that needs to stop. Crystal Palace have strongly entered the race for Matheus Franca with a 15 million bid. Chelsea are also keenly interested in the 19-year-old and have had concrete talks with the parties involved for days. The Blues even had a proposal turned down in January. So we were quite serious about Matheus Franca, but looks like we are now going to move away because we don't want to deal with Flamengo if they're going to play these sort of tricks. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know how you feel about this particular news in regards to Matheus Franca. Does it bother you? Does it not bother you? Are we fine with it? How much did you know about Matheus Franca to start off with? Lastly, ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea have rejected Inter Milan's latest offer of 26 million for Romelu Lukaku. They want 40 million for the Belgian. I think recently we saw Fabrizio Romano tweet out, I think it was initially from Di Marzio, saying that Inter Milan has put in a 30 million euros bid, so obviously close to 26 million pounds. And looks like we've rejected that, and we definitely want to stick to our 40 million. This is coming from Simon Jones of the Mail Sport. Further goes on to say that Juventus are willing to sell striker Dusan Vlahovic to Mauricio Pochettino for as little as 21 million if the London side include Lukaku as part of the swap deal. Mail Sport understands that they have already been in contact with Juventus's Juve's Serbian forward to become their new striker. Look, on face value, this looks amazing, right? Yeah, we can get rid of Romelu Lukaku, get him off our wage bill, and all we need to pay is about 21 million to get Vlahovic in return. Like, it all sounds like, let's do it. And look, I'm not keen on Vlahovic, but I'm keen on this particular swap move. This swap move seems very logical, seems very decent. Juventus wants Lukaku. We have been linked with Dusan Vlahovic, who at the moment seems to be heavily linked with PSG, and PSG are trying to work very quickly to get his signature done. But if something like this materialize, fantastic. But the biggest issue is Romelu Lukaku. He don't want to go anywhere else besides Inter Milan, ladies and gentlemen. This guy is a thorn, is an absolute thorn in the mixture of all of these things at the moment. And if you'd agreed, then this potentially could happen, because I don't think Dusan Vlahovic will be against the move in the Premier League at Chelsea Football Club. And I think Pochettino could utilize Dusan Vlahovic, or could develop Dusan Vlahovic in the mold of Harry Kane down the track. So, look, ladies and gentlemen, let me know about everything that we've touched on today. As much as I would love to see this swap deal, it just won't happen, because our man Romelu Lukaku is not looking to move anywhere else besides Inter Milan. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know how you felt about everything we've talked about. Rayan Cherki news, Matheus Franca, and the latest in regards to Romelu Lukaku. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Hopefully we'll be back tomorrow with a live stream. Till then, see ya.